Microsoft targets healthcare companies for Azure adoption.
Dropbox moved away from the public cloud.
AWS outage affects Alexa, Slack, and others.
Google adds Hangouts Chat to G Suite.
Eric Schmidt tells health organizations to run to the cloud.
The Pentagon cuts 90% from a cloud migration service contract.
And pharmaceutical companies are investing heavily in data security.
We're covering all of this and more on today's exciting edition of Lifter News.
Welcome to another edition of the Cloud News Roundup on lifternews.com. I'm Shaylee Webb.
And I'm Corey Bowling. We have a lot of great stories to cover, so let's get started.
Microsoft wants Azure to be the platform of choice for healthcare companies coming to the cloud. In order to better lure companies in, Microsoft has developed a new set of tools to cater to the healthcare industry. This includes a compliance blueprint for HIPAA and HITRUST, a brand new AI network, and several other projects that assist with research, data processing, and medical imaging.
Do you think Azure will create a tool to cut down on wait room times?
One can dream.
File storage and sync company Dropbox has spent the last 2 years building its own infrastructure to store client data for its 11 million users. The result was an estimated $74.6 million reduction in costs over the next 2 years. AWS, Dropbox's primary cloud provider, is still a part of Dropbox's daily business. It uses the public cloud service for compute and other business needs. Dropbox relied heavily on the public cloud early on as it generated the funding required to build out its own infrastructure ahead of its IPO later this month.
Amazon Web Services experienced an outage in its Northern Virginia region, which knocked hundreds of services offline last Friday, March 2nd. The outage, which lasted several hours from morning to mid-afternoon, was attributed to 2 power interruptions affecting AWS's network peering facility. Companies impacted by the downtime included Slack, GitHub, MongoDB, Zillow, and Amazon's own Alexa service.
So I guess Amazon's Super Bowl commercial really did come true.
Pretty much, though I'm not sure if anyone got their questions answered by Rebel Wilson or Gordon Ramsay.
Well, that's too bad. In a move to bring more businesses to Google's G Suite service, the Silicon Valley giant has released Hangouts Chat for general use. The new application, based on Hangouts from its Google+ social network, creates a chat network for organizations. Private messaging, team rooms, and third-party service integration are all included in Hangouts Chat. This puts Google in direct competition with similar solutions such as Slack and HipChat.
Is there anything Google doesn't do?
Well, if there isn't, I'm sure they have a team working on it right now.
Very true. During his keynote address at the HiMss 2018 conference, former Alphabet executive chairman and Google CEO Eric Schmidt advised the healthcare industry to, quote, run to the cloud. He went on to say that the medical world should concentrate more on innovation and less on building an IT infrastructure. The healthcare industry as a whole has been moving to the cloud in droves. Medical imaging, which makes up 90% of all medical data, is expected to become an $830.5 million part of the cloud market by 2021.
The Department of Defense has scaled back a $950 million contract awarded to REAN Cloud LLC in February to $65 million after the deal became the focus of extensive scrutiny from the cloud industry. Oracle filed a formal protest to the contract citing conflict of interest. REAN Cloud is an Amazon Web Services premier partner, and Oracle argued that REAN is a front for the cloud leader. The Pentagon has been accelerating its adoption of the cloud after the White House issued an order encouraging federal agencies to do so earlier this year.
A recent survey by Global Data found that 79% of the pharmaceutical companies surveyed reported that they were currently investing in identity and access management solutions, with 72% indicating that they were either starting or planning to invest more in the next 2 years. The pharma industry has been moving towards the cloud for the past several years, and with that, its investment in data security. One area where the pharma world is investing heavily right now is the Internet of Things. Portable tracking devices, hospital monitors, and even implantable medical tools carry critical personal information to the cloud. By 2019, research firm Gartner predicts that over 75% of life science R&D organizations will be primarily using the cloud.
And that's it for this week's Roundup on lifternews.com. Has your business done a cloud transformation recently? We want to hear from you. Email us at ideas@lifternews.com.